What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about CCIV. So as you guys can see, the CCIV price has spiked up, and everyone already knows by now that CCIV, they've been basically announced that they're near a merger. I've literally made a video about this back in January 15th, and when the stock was $17. I've talked about it when it was at $13 and $15 on tweets that I've made out. And there's basically too much evidence that these companies were linked together. So Lucid Motors, CCIV, and the Prince of Saudi Arabia. There's so many links together, and I've made a full detailed video giving multiple reasons as to why they're linked together, and there is proof and evidence of that. And as you could tell, they went ahead and announced that they're nearing a merger. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is, I don't want to go into too much details on this because everyone has already talked about this. I basically want to talk to you guys about the insider trading going on in CCIV, the institutional investors, and what's going to be going on into the future for CCIV. So before we get started, I'm just going to go show you guys a clip.
Situation where we've raised capital, we've put significant IPO investments in, and more than 50% of the public float is owned by a core group of investors that we have a very close relationship with, and in some cases are part of our partnership. That's typically 10 investors that control the vote, so we can guarantee the closing of a transaction, which we've done in basically every situation.
So as you guys could see from that clip, he did mention how he wants to get 50%, and he will be able to get 50% of institutional ownership and like people that he knows that could go ahead and purchase these shares in order to go ahead and secure the deal. And all they need is to vote and get 50% of people that own the stocks to vote yes for the merger, and the merger should go through. Obviously, there's going to be little minor details here and there, but for the most part, everything should go smooth as long as they can get 50% to vote yes for the merger. So right now, at the current time I'm recording this video, there is 45% of the shares are owned by institutions. This is a very, very good sign. The more institutions get in, the less likely there are to sell or trade their stocks, which means that there's going to be too much demand versus the supply. So this will mean that the price will start increasing. Now, as he mentioned, he wants to bring that up to 50%, and he knows he could do it. So that means that there's still going to be institutions buying down either some of the dips or buying at these higher prices to bring the prices up even more. So definitely in the short period of time, you could definitely see before the merger the price going up or at least maintaining. So every time it does dip down, you'll get more shares being bought out. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is this website called Fintel. You could go ahead and see pretty much any company and see the institutions and the insider trading, and if there's any people shorting the stock. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you right now how many institutions are buying. So as you guys could see, 16th, 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 so many people were bought after the announcement. And there's a lot of people that bought as well prior to that. The reds are the people that sold out. I definitely feel bad for these guys that sold out because they've missed out on a lot of gains, but I don't think they have even invested a lot anyways. So as you can see, there's a lot of institutions that have been buying these shares, and this is making up a huge percentage of these shares available. Now, if we could go ahead and see top mutual funds, there's mutual funds that go ahead and have actually already have Lucid or CCIV into their funds. In regards to ETF, there's currently no ETFs available. There will probably be ETFs coming out for this soon. And if you guys don't know, there's a company called Space. They went ahead, or Virgin Galactic, they're trading under Space. They went ahead and announced that there's going to be an ETF for them. And literally after the ETF, look what happened. Like, I think the ETF was announced somewhere like right here in January, and this thing just took off. It was like beginning of January, and this thing just took off. So you could only imagine once they announced that there's going to be an ETF for Lucid Motors or CCIV, the stock will definitely take off even more. So there's so much more room to grow. And then you could go ahead and look at insider trading and see if people are buying or selling the stock. So right now I don't have the pro version, so I can't really find that. But I have the SEC filing, and I want you guys to put this in perspective. So Michael Klein and Associate Inc. It's Michael Klein, the CEO, who's buying up these shares. He literally has 51,750,000 shares. Now, if you guys want me to put that in perspective, at $55, that's $2.8 billion of his own money and his own company money that he has into these shares. Now, for those of you guys that want to know, in 2015, his net worth was 1.3 billion. We don't know what his net worth is now. Let's say even if he 10x that, he literally has over 20% of his net worth in CCIV. And for this Lucid deal, he cannot afford for this merger to not go through. So he's gonna put anything in he's gonna do everything in his power to make sure that this merger does go through, and we can definitely start seeing the stock price go up. This stock is being compared to Tesla. They are the closest competitors to Tesla in terms of the car itself and what the car could do. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about as well is there have been some big buys, not just institutions, but there has been some big buys. There was a large print, which means a large order of 750,619 shares after hours at about, or during the day, sorry, at $55. And that's basically over $41 million have been bought. There's been a lot of large print and a lot of big money going in. So whenever you see a lot of big money and big institutions going in, that's a very good sign. And like I mentioned, the more people are buying for long term, that means there's less shares available to trade, which will bring up the stock price, exactly what's been happening with Tesla. And another key factor you guys want to look into is they're showing here most popular tickers for January. And obviously now in February, this is probably going to go up even more. But as you can see, it was Tesla, GameStop, NEO, Bitcoin, and then Lucid Motors or CCIV. So the more it gets talked about on social media, the more these guys are going to probably start pumping it and buying it as well. So there's a lot of room to grow. In terms of the short period of time, because it already hit an all-time high, based on charts and technical analysis, you can't really do much with it. It just basically, you're going to have to let it go and see what happens, and then from there let it settle down for you to be able to start doing technical analysis on the stock. But in regards to the stock, what I would do if you're trading the stock, personally, if I was your situation, I own the stock, I would just go ahead and hold it if you're looking at it as a long-term play. If you're just looking at it as swing, maybe sell a portion of your shares and then buy back again on dips. If you don't own the share and you are looking to buy in, what I would do is, let's say you had, let's say you're looking to get into the share, to get in the stock, I would probably put maybe a quarter of my amount of money I was looking to buy into. Only put a quarter in, buy maybe at these prices, hold on to those shares. If you see that the stock does dip, then I'll go ahead and buy back in. If the stock doesn't dip and it still keeps going up, then congratulations, you made money. Even though you didn't have a full position, I wouldn't probably FOMO too much into it. But then again, you never know what's gonna happen. If they do confirm that the merger will be happening, we could definitely start seeing the stock really take off even more. But that's pretty much it for this episode. Just wanted to show you guys in regards to the institutional investors and the insider trading, how it looks extremely good for the stock and it makes it extremely bullish. But that's it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace out, guys.